Hello and welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us for Footsoaking today. My name is Julie. I'm joining from Ontario, Canada, in the Toronto area. And I'm happy to Footsoak collectively. A little bit about me. I started Sahaja Yoga meditation a bit over 30 years ago. And why did I stay? I was at the time very actively seeking and trying different things. And I was very sure that I will know what it is I'm looking for when I find it. And that was true. And one of the things that really drew me to the meditation and kept me going. In the beginning, it was really important to me that there was no intermediary, that I can find out in my meditation, I can find out how I'm doing, what it is I need to know, where do I need to build the self-awareness so I can show up differently in the world, and so that my life feels different, which it did right away. And from those beginnings, I can say it's never been boring. There's always something more to discover and to learn. From the start, I was very much sort of running experiments. Srimataji, who has shared Sahaja Yoga with all of us, was often saying that we don't need to believe things. We can try them out and then we know. And that made a big difference to me. And one little thing I tried out, I was a university student back then, and where I was sharing an apartment, that house had a little garden and a bike shed. And when I'd come home from classes, I'd put my bike away in the shed and pass this tree that looked rather lifeless all the time I had lived there. And I decided that on my way back from the bike shed to the house, I'll just stop and I'll stand behind the tree so the neighbors don't think I'm strange. And I'll give it vibrations. So I would daily go up to the tree and put my hands on the bark of the tree, on the trunk, and say to it that to let the vibrations flow, to feel divine vibrations. And I would do that for maybe 5 minutes or so, and then go in the house. And promptly, within a couple of weeks, the tree revived, and for the first time ever actually bore fruit. And it turned out it was an apricot tree. This was in central Germany, so not really the right climate for growing apricots, but the vibrations did that job. And that's something I've kept going every now and then. I'm in a new environment, or I feel like, oh, I wonder how this might be different if it has vibrations. So I might give it a bandhan or just put my attention on it and see how it turns out differently. And in general, vibrations give us the information we need for our self-awareness. But of course, the point for higher self-awareness is how we show up in the world and how we can have more impact, have a positive contribution to make. Along the line of experiments. I suggest we run one tonight. There are different, you've seen different people do it differently, raising the Kundalini and putting a bandhan. And one thing I'd like to point out is that it's not a symbolic gesture. It actually does something biologically, vibrationally, when we raise with our attention on how we do this. And what I'd like us to do together today for raising the Kundalini and giving a bandhan is when you raise straight up with your left hand and go around with the right. So for one, tuck in the thumb. And secondly, actually do the circles around the hand, right? And then just as we do that, notice, we'll do it slowly together. And just notice how that feels. Especially if it is different from the way you usually do it. For me, it changed things. I used to do it like this, and once I tucked the thumb in. But of course, also what that means, I'm not saying it's the one right way of doing it, not at all. But what it meant also was I was paying more attention as I'm doing it, right? And that always makes a difference. And the other thing, something I had to correct after the first year, I had developed a style of how I put a bandhan, which was like this, super fast, and sort of a bit more going across the forehead, which I don't want to do again, so nobody thinks that's the way to do it. And then somebody pointed out to me that I'm not actually going over the crown chakra. So when we do the bandhan today, when we go up the side and right over the top of the head and down the other. And if that takes a bit longer than a different way that you have been doing it, that's fine. We have time. We have all the time we need. So that's my invitation to you. When we start the raising the Kundalini at the base as usual, and we go up, 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 and tie one knot. Second time. The bandhan. Sahaja. Namaste. And now we start the Footsoak with the feet in the water. We can first give the Footsoak a bandhan as well. Shri Samudra Devata. It's the mantra we say. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Samudra Devata Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. And we put the feet in the water. We thank the water for taking all the negativity out from us so we can grow. Leaving the left hand on our lap and taking the right hand and letting it point to the ground. Say Shri Ganesha mantra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Back. the right hand on the second chakra, the Swadhisthana chakra. You give it a bandhan, a clockwise circle. We ask our Kundalini to please nourish our Swadhisthana chakra, so we can continue to creatively solve life issues and make choices based on pure knowledge.
Julie, we're not hearing a good portion of what you're saying. Could you speak a little louder, please? Maybe you could repeat the last.
Yes, no problem. Sorry. So for the Swadhisthana chakra, give it a bandhan. That means a clockwise motion on the second chakra. And we're asking our Kundalini to nourish the chakra, to help us creatively solve life issues and to make choices based on pure knowledge. And now we just take our right hand from the base, slowly up the center channel. With our full attention. We arrive on top of our head. Just notice. We put the right hand on the left heart. So the actual place of the heart. And say, I am the pure spirit. I am not this body, this mind, or these emotions. I am the pure spirit. Shifting your hand to the center heart. Take a breath in through the nose for 5 counts. Hold. And very slowly let it out through the mouth. And again. Good. One more time. Hold and out. We are thankful to the water to absorb things we picked up during the day today. So we end the Footsoak, rinse the feet, just put it aside for now. We can empty it later. Checking vibrations, putting our hands at heart level. And we just ask to please feel the vibrations. And this time, when we take our right hand to the base of the spine, instead of going straight up, we go up in a clockwise motion all the way. So I'm not here yet. I'm just starting. That was for demonstration purposes. As I do it again, I spend a little longer where I feel a chakra needs a bit more TLC, perhaps. Right now at the Nabi. The Vishuddhi. Just see what you feel. You can press down and rub it a bit, massage it a bit, and see if that sets free the vibrations. Some people feel it more closely, some feel it further away. So check. And we finish here with raising the Kundalini and putting a bandhan. Namaste. Thank you very much for Footsoaking with me today. We will play music now for those who'd like to meditate a little bit longer, and see you again soon.